Welcome. I'm inviting you on this meditation, and I promise if you follow me on this meditation, your spiritual surge is going to collapse. A lot of egos have become attached to the spiritual surge. And when I'm saying like this, a bunch of egos are going to be triggered. But let's focus on the people who are actually trying to get to that point of peace. If you're following me on this meditation, your spiritual surge is going to collapse eventually. I'm going to show you the best meditation method. And there's only one thing that you have to do in those 10 minutes. And it's just simply don't meditate. We are going to be here. And if you want to, you can close your eyes. We are going to be here. And we are going to be bored. A bunch of people are going to be bored. Others are going to feel peaceful. But both expressions, boredom and peacefulness, they're both good. Let's just see what's going to happen. You can also have your eyes open. Let's just see what's going to happen when we are just going to be here. And we're not meditating. You know, what's going to happen is you are just radically no longer invested in the spiritual surge. My theory is that people who are so invested in the spiritual surge, their nervous system is agitated. So it feels painful to not do anything. So instead of just resting in a peaceful state, they have to seek after a concept called peace or no mind or nirvana, no self. Instead of searching and reading books, just stay with me now. Don't try to meditate. Don't focus on the breath. Don't even put in any effort to watch your thoughts. Also, don't get caught up in thinking, like figuring out something in the mind. Don't focus on a particular sensation in the body. We're just going to be here. Maybe you can feel already how your nervous system is slowing down a little bit. There's no mission, nothing to attain. We're just like trees underneath the sun. The tree isn't doing anything to grow. In the same way, you're not doing anything to meditate. And if you feel boredom, and that's a good sign, that means that the ego is frightened. Forget all the concepts about being, awareness, consciousness, no self, nirvana, awareness of being, resting in being. Forget all these concepts. We are just like a tree right now. We don't have any goal. Like, we are not trying to attain peace. We're not sitting here in order to, to just wait until a better state happens, a better feeling is occurring. It's just whatever you're feeling right now, you're just sitting with it. There's no method to do anything with it. When you're not trying to get rid of that feeling, if it's uncomfortable, then that's a good opportunity for you to recognize that there is actually no self. Because the feeling came and it will go without any self that has to do anything with it. And remember, if you want to, you can close your eyes. You don't have to, though. A couple of days ago, I read a quote in a book. It went somewhat like this: before a spiritual seeker should read all the sutras and all the scriptures about awakening, he or she should learn to enjoy the love letters of the snow of the wind, which to me is like, before you're even looking for any spiritual concepts, you should just learn to be with what is. Because if your mind is already full with all these ideas about awakening, that could be your biggest blockage. You're full of knowledge on how to be, and you're not even able to actually be. So, but that's what we're doing right now. We're not meditating. So there's nothing spiritual or esoteric about it. It's just you're learning that all the effort to attain something called enlightenment, it's just basically nothing. You're also learning that the concept of enlightenment is also just an idea. It's only serving the mind. Basically just sitting there, being here, without having a goal, is already enlightenment. In that moment when you're just sitting here, not to attain anything, but you're just sitting, you're relaxing. And nothing special. In that moment, you're enlightened. Do this every day for as long as you want to, because when you're doing this, your nervous system will just regulate itself by itself. You don't have to do it. You don't have to have a certain skill to meditate. You don't have to have a certain understanding to meditate. Meditation doesn't exist. It's not a practice. So when you're no longer practicing anything, that's meditation. So meditation sounds like a practice, and therefore I'm saying it doesn't exist. Just don't do anything. Take your time to be bored and don't do anything. The brain is going to relax. The nervous system is going to regulate. There's going to be a heart coherence. I read in a study that the heart is 5,000 times stronger than the brain. So when you're no longer identified with the mind and instead you're just resting, then you're automatically going to fall into your heart, which is why life feels so much better when you're awakened. It's because there's like a heart coherence. And you're basically just learning to rest. And if it feels a little bit, uncomfortable in the beginning, that's also a good sign. Because when you've been on a spiritual search for your whole life and you were trying to get somewhere, trying to get money, trying to have a family, having a lot of miserable times, and all of a sudden you're just going to sit down and not do anything, then the whole nervous system has to bring up all that negative stuff first. But also in that process, you don't do anything. You just sit with it and you let it happen. Maybe you have to shake, maybe you have to cry, maybe you have to, scream, but sit with it. Just wait, just relax. And when you're sitting here, maybe you could even lose your sense of time, sense of space, sense of self. And you're sinking. Feels like you're sinking, maybe even drowning. And that's a good sign. So we're going to be silent for 2 minutes. And just rest. Remember, there's no right or wrong. We're not meditating. So, and that was the meditation. If you want to, you can continue on your own. But that was it. I hope that you liked it, and see you.